Hi guys, it's Ben Seong here, and today has been a day in the making. I've been planning this day for some time, and it's finally here. Now for those of you that may not know, I competed last week in the WBFF comp in Sydney. One of the most grueling preps that I put myself through, but also one of the most satisfying ones. And what I mean by that is, every time I prep for a competition, I love to be able to put my body through different techniques, different food manipulations in order to understand my physique better and get myself down as a natural athlete to the lowest body fat possible, so to really get my conditioning well. And this time I managed to get my conditioning to 4.6% on the DEXA scan. So a lot of hard work into this prep, but also at the same time, today kind of marks the day where I'm going to indulge in a whole range of foods in front of us. Now, what I have in front of me is some of my favorite foods. So if you come a little bit closer, this is not all the food for today, but just have a look at the spread of what we have in front of me. So I will be going through this, not all of it, some of it, and enjoying myself. Okay, so most people like to do a calorie challenge, 10,000 calorie, 15,000 calorie, 20,000 calories. There's so many of these YouTube stars that are doing it. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just going to be enjoying foods that I have not enjoyed for a long time. Some of these foods, as you can see, are extremely healthy. They're great, they're good, they're nuts, good fats. Some of these foods, not as healthy. But you know what? I haven't allowed myself to go quite crazy on food for a long time. And so today I will. And I don't want to be able to push my body to maxes where I feel like I want to vomit. Essentially, I just really want to enjoy myself. Okay, so I'll be taking you through my day. It's a refeed day for me. I will also keep track of the macronutrients and the calories, and I weigh my food out just to give you an idea of what I'm doing. But also at the same time, the goal is not about hitting a certain amount of calories. The goal is to enjoy myself, to see how big this bottomless pit is. Trust me, I can eat. And take you through a journey on my refeed day. Go ahead with today's refeed meal. I really like also to see how my body will respond to all the different types of foods I'm taking in, predominantly because my normal nutrition doesn't involve a lot of carbs, and today I will be carving up significantly. I just really want to see the effect of carbs on my body, how my body holds on to water, how my body flushes it out eventually. So I will be weighing myself to start off with. I'll be giving you a condition update as well. So tomorrow morning, it'll be interesting to see how my physique actually looks. So this is my current condition. Post-comp, right there. Okay, let's see how this goes. A little bit closer. Not very heavy. 66.2 kilos. So I've lost quite a bit of weight for competition. I haven't put it on. I've been watching my nutrition since post-comp. However, also at the same time, I normally weigh at about 72 to 73 in the off-season. So it'll be interesting to see what this does to me. And today is, if you can come closer, it is 9:25 in the morning on a Sunday. And the fun commences. So what we're going to do is start with breakfast. My breakfast is a steak and kidney pie, family size. Now I've gone for this because I love pies. Steak and kidney is one of my favorites. And you know what, I'm going to have some condiments with it. So I'm going to weigh it out as well as give you a rough idea of what the calorie counts are. And I'll be doing this throughout the whole day, telling you what I eat. So you see some of my favorite foods that I have in front of me. Some of them you may not have seen before, heard before. Some of them are little Asian delicacies. But at the end of the day, I may not be filming myself sitting down there and chewing one mouthful at a time, because I think that's quite boring. But I'll give you a snippet of the types of foods that I'll be putting through to my body, whether I actually finish it or not. And also I'll be giving you a calorie count and a breakdown of what my macronutrients is. So enjoy! So meal number one is my steak and kidney pie, family size, together with a mayo and sweet chili dip, which I've mixed together. I'm going to take the first bite of this because I've been waiting to have this for a long time. Have you ever tried mixing mayo with sweet chili? That's amazing, amazing. Boy, spread it out there. Look at that. Hear the crunch, the crisp. Ooh. All right, here goes. Cheers. That was good. That's worth the wait. So this marks the end of my first meal, which is breakfast. The pie pastry was a little bit crusty and dry, and so I didn't finish it. Even though I did finish the insides of the pie, I absolutely love that. And so I'll be taking this out of my calorie count for my pie. But let's see what I have for my second meal. So this is my second meal, meal number 2. The time now is 11:22. So I had my first meal at about 9:30, 9:45 for breakfast. The pie was great. Obviously didn't finish the pastry. But right here I got a muffin and a long black tea in front of me. I've been craving for this muffin for a long time. I've heard it's been very good. It's from one of my favorite breakfast joints called Carousel. I'm just going to enjoy this. Watch me while I devour. Oh, it's so crispy. This is great. And again, when you're enjoying your food, make sure you're dressed up. Always love dressing up. That's a good muffin. Crunchy on the outside, really soft on the inside. Very moist. Just the way I like it. Seriously, the best muffins I've ever had. You can see it's pretty much done. I'm going to finish off the last 2 pieces, saving the crust last. And then we'll rest for a while and then we'll head for lunch. Bon appetit. So this marks my third meal. We've just braved the rain and come from one of my favorite breakfast places after having that amazing muffin. This is crispy pork and sweet roast pork on rice. It's in a place called Pacific in the city. I love this. I've been craving this for some time. You normally have this for a refeed once in a while, but I haven't had it for about 5 to 6 months. So I'm really looking forward to tucking into this. Time now is 12:38. And that marks about an hour and a bit past my muffin. So I'm really looking forward to tucking in with some proper savory food. Last mouthful has been an amazing lunch, really tasty. We'll finish this, have a little bit of a walk around and then decide what else we're going to put in. So we're at home now, and it's just after lunch. This is meal number 4 in front of me. Now, lunch, to tell the truth, was very tasty, but it didn't touch the sides, so I was still quite hungry after all of that. What I do have in front of me here is what I've been craving for some time. It is actually a fruit and nut loaf. So I've chosen the brand Naturist because it's a gluten-free loaf. And I just didn't want to scoff down a whole bunch of white bread with raisins. So this loaf here is dense. And it's a very high quality, good loaf. I've also have some condiments, some of which are from Comp. Last week's little Comp Prep Nutella which is left. I've got some jam down here. This is egg jam, also known as kaya to Malaysians. It tastes amazing if you haven't tasted it before. And obviously a range of fig jams, blueberry jams, and who can forget peanut butter, right? Peanut butter, everything goes better with peanut butter, one of my favorites. Now I've also got an organic grass-fed butter here, which I'm going to use. And to tell you the truth, I really have been craving a lot of fat during comp prep. I haven't had much based on calories, but this is something that I look forward to having, and it tastes amazing. If you haven't tasted grass-fed organic butter, go get yourself some. This is fantastic. Now, I normally pair this also with a biscuit called Murray. I haven't had this Murray or Marie biscuits for a long time. I'll probably say about 16 years I haven't touched these ones. So I'm just going to have a few here just to give my palate a bit of a taste. And this goes really well with butter. So I look forward to having this meal. This is meal number 4. Now the total calories of what I'm going to have here, I'm going to look at how much I've taken out from each bottle. And then I'm going to calculate basically what I've used to give me my calorie count for this meal. I do assume it's going to be quite high because of the fat and the butter. So before further ado, time now is 2:05. Let's start meal number 4. Whew. Okay, so here's the aftermath of meal number. So here's the aftermath of meal number 4. You know, whew. So here's the aftermath of meal number 4. I'm so full, I can't even think properly, so this really did hit the spot. I'll tell you one thing. When you're craving bread and you buy a heavy fruit and nut loaf, probably not the best idea. It kind of sits down there like concrete. So I had 4 slices toasted. I could only finish 3 slices. The 4th one I couldn't even touch. Now, it's not very big, but it's really dense. I've taken about 6 of these little Murray biscuits, some butter, and obviously a few scoops of condiments, jams, peanut butter obviously. So I'm going to calculate how much I've actually had during this meal. I really did enjoy it. It's just things that I don't have the luxury of eating on a day-to-day basis. But this was very tasty. It was good for now, and I'm just up to there for food. So I'll probably give myself a bit of a rest before I continue eating again. And we've got a few interesting meals coming up. So a little bit of time has passed since my last meal. This is meal number 5 that I have in front of me. The time now is 5:51 in the evening. So this is the meal before dinner. And then after dinner, obviously look to have some sort of dessert. But let me tell you a little bit more about this meal in front of me. This is goat's yogurt that we see here. I normally love to put in some sort of muesli, but my muesli would be activated nuts together with some organic fruit, and I normally put in a scoop of antioxidant powders like a fruit powder or a vegetable powder. So that's what I use, and it just makes the yogurt really tasty. I love that. It's really refreshing. Is what I crave. I've not had that for a long time throughout my whole prep, so that's why I'm having it today. Now, this in front of me here is another Malaysian dessert classic. Now, it's done in a very different way. What we have here is actually a malt-based biscuit. It's called hiong pia. So what it is a malt-based biscuit with pastry on top of it. And what I've done is I've actually fried it with an egg in there to kind of soften it. So this is a very unique sort of a taste. I know that both of them don't really match, but that's what I crave now. I haven't had this since I was a little boy. So it's been a long time. My grandmother used to do this for me, and I'm really looking forward to having a bite of it. Meal number 5, here we go. That's what I normally do. So underneath, basically, it's nuts and berries and a good mix of it. I've got a range of different nuts and different frozen berries in there. I've mixed the wellness greens, which is the antioxidants powder on it, and about 200 grams of goat's yogurt. So that's one meal, and I can't wait to tuck into this one. So what I'll probably do is I have this one first, and then that one. Bon appetit. That looks good. succulent. The egg's still a little bit runny there. It's fantastic. Reminds me of childhood. So we're here at dinner, at meal number 6 today, at one of my favorite steak places in Melbourne. This is Squire's Loft. What I have in front of me is one rack of beef ribs. I love beef ribs because I don't find it too fatty, and a serving of chips. This big cut chips, you're gonna love it with their house barbecue sauce. Now, I've been craving for ribs for a long time, haven't had ribs for a long time, so this is what I am having today. It's not a lot, but I'll tell you what, at meal number 6, I'm pretty full at this point in time. Saving some room for dessert to come, meal number 7. So the time now is 8:18. Smack right on time. The atmosphere is perfect. And you know what? I think it's time to tuck in. So the best way to finish your ribs is using your hands. I did start with a fork and a knife, but I'll tell you what, it tastes a lot better here. Down to the last rib. Last few fries down here, I am really full to tell you the truth. Today has been an epic adventure of food. I've never let myself really go like this the whole day before, so it was a great experience. Definitely mentally relaxing as well, and a awesome experience with the foods that I crave, the foods that I love. I'm taking my time to savor it as well. So I'm going to finish this and I'm going to head back for dessert. Maybe some ice cream. We'll see. Let's see what's on the cards. So the last meal, meal number 7, this is dessert in front of me. Now obviously I won't be finishing all of it, I'll be having some of it. But just to give you an idea of what I guess is dessert for me sometimes, I love this ice cream. This brand is Connoisseur, and it's a caramel honey macadamia ice cream. I will also have some rice cakes together with the ice cream and jam. That's what I really love. Obviously some nuts with it. I've got in front of me a Ninish tart. I used to love Ninish tarts probably about 10 years ago, or maybe even further back, and I haven't had one since. So this is a little treat for me. I don't think I'll finish it. I'll have a bite just to have a taste of it, and obviously some berries to finish it off. But you know, this is dessert. This is meal number 7. To be very frank with you, today has been I guess a bit of a soul opener, if anything. I haven't had a whole day of indulging myself in foods that I crave and I love, and today was one of those days where I had to get it done. So this was a great experience for myself. As of now, my calorie count sits roughly at about 7,000 so far without dessert. So again, I'm not aiming to hit a certain number of calories. I just really wanted to see, you know, and me myself enjoying foods and how that would be in terms of macronutrients. So I'll tabulate and put everything together tomorrow, give you an update also on my physique, how my physique is looking. As to date, I had not pushed myself too far with how much I should be eating. Every meal was fantastic. I enjoyed every meal, and if I felt that I was full and I didn't want to push myself, I didn't. So great experience, and we'll put everything together for the summer. So just before we start this, the time is 9:26 p.m. So a little bit of time before we eat, and then we go to sleep. Let's go, let's start. Tucking to the Ninish tart really brings back some memories. There's a bit of jam in there. This is sugar coating outside, and some cream inside. So I'm just having it with some ice cream, as you can see. Really good. So this is the way you have dessert with rice cakes, jam, and ice cream. If you haven't tried this, you haven't lived. So make sure you give this a go. Look at that. So you jam it up. Obviously you want to be quite generous with it. chuck some ice cream in there. A big dollop of ice cream. Let's forget some blueberries as well. Extra frozen blueberries. And then the cap. The finale. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now the crunch. Oh. Oh. Actually about good. Just finishing my last few mouthfuls for my connoisseur ice cream with nuts and berries. I didn't manage to finish the Ninish tart. It was a little bit too sweet, so I kind of left it down here. That would be taking out my calorie count. But what an amazing day. What an amazing day with food. Lots of carbs, fats, protein as well. I really enjoyed myself. That's the main thing today. So I'll tally everything up and we'll give a good count tomorrow to see how it actually plays a role in changing my physique. Last mouthfuls. So it's the morning after my massive refeed, and today I meant to take my weight as well as to see how my physique actually looks like and to give you an idea of how I feel. In the morning now, this is the time, 7:13 in the morning on Monday the 7th of August. To be very truthful with you, yesterday was a really good day of having all these different foods that I haven't tried for a long time. And I was eating pretty much from the morning and from 9 o'clock all the way to the evening. But how I feel this morning, I feel really bloated, I feel really watery. I think my eyes and my face tends to be quite puffy as well. I'll give you a rundown of my condition, but I'm feeling extremely bloated. Like I can't actually see what's going on there. All my abs, my definitions kind of disappeared. There's water under the skin for sure. And I'll be interested to see what my weight is. So without further ado, let's just check my condition. So, this is how I look this morning. Let's check the weight. $68.9 kilos, so I started at 66.2. That gives me a 2.7 kilo increase in a day. This will be quite interesting because through the week I will also be monitoring my food, and it'll be interesting to see what I am in the next 5 days in terms of weight, how my body looks based on this massive refeed. How long does it actually take for my body to adapt to this? Am I putting on a lot more muscle, glycogen within that period of time? Does a refeed of about 8,000 calories actually throw my whole body out of whack for an extended period of time? So this is what I'll be seeing, and I'll be letting you guys know about it.